Nope.
Dude, I found a creeper that doesn't want to hurt me.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Ah,
Don't hurt me. No more.
I got a friendly creeper. All right, buddy. You want to come with me?
He is going to detonate and blow your dick off. Look at all the stuff you're going to lose. I want you to just take all that in for a minute, Gavin, because you're going to not see it in a minute.
Nah, no. He's good. Look. You want a bone? You want a bone? Yes, you do. Have a bone. You like bones, don't you, little buddy? All right, he doesn't like bones. I'm just going to leave him. What's going on? I think I found my parents. Dad? Is that you? They're not blowing me up.
All right. Gavin's gone native. He's getting raised by the locals now.
I'm glad that I've got some family members now. Ah! All right. Well, okay. There go my parents. They suddenly decided they didn't want me anymore.
Dude, that was tragic. You finally found them after so long.
I've got a bone to pick again with the fucking squirrels at my house. So I have like this community garden plot kind of close to my house that I go to, and I grow like fruits and vegetables and shit. And it's under a pecan tree, so every now and then like a pecan will fall into the soil and like a little pecan tree will start sprouting. So the other day I was like, all right, I'm going to take this pecan tree, I'm going to plant it at my house. In 20 years, there's going to be a pecan tree here. So it's like, I planted it, I started watering it, I was taking good care of it. I was like, yeah, it's taking, it's all green, it's going to be awesome. Like, a week after I planted it, I walked out, and there was a fucking squirrel. He had ripped it out of the ground. He had bit off the stem, bit off the root, and just ate the nut that was, like, the seed. I was like, you fucking asshole. Like, I walked out in the morning to come to work, and, like, he stopped with it in his mouth and, like, turned to look at me. And I looked at him, I was like, what the fuck? And he was, like, took off running. I was like, God damn.
Did you give chase?
Yeah, I chased him. Then he like ran up the tree immediately. I was so fucking angry. Like I had my backpack, so I'm sure I was like running like a fat kid down the street.
I flew fucking Jason, who plays Tucker, all the way over to the UK to this machinima event in Leicester. We all sat at a table, like on a panel, and there was a podium at the end of the table. He was so uninterested in the panel that he actually sat behind the podium. He hid behind the podium the entire time. And then the only contribution he made the entire panel was I stood up and said thanks to everybody for coming. And while I'm standing up, he just takes my chair and moves it away while I'm standing up. And so then I go to sit down.
Nice.
This other guy had actually started talking at this point, so you were like, I'll just quietly sit down. He's like saying, oh, thanks for these guys coming. And it's like, what? Was it like where his feet came up over the table, like that kind of deal?
Yep.
Did Jason get a trophy for that?
Yeah, he should have. It was pretty goddamn funny.
That or the horrible thing my brother told me was one time he came and farted in the room, and I said, that stinks. He goes, you can smell that? I go, yeah. He goes, that means air that was in my butt is now inside your lungs. And I was like, that was like the worst thing anyone had ever said. He's a horrible person, my brother.
I haven't talked about the Austin asshole that I ran into. The rare bird, the Austin asshole. I ran into a fucking asshole in Austin.
Already found a mirror.
It's like watching a cat like get all angry at this reflection.
Fuck you guys. I'll take this. I never really talked to you about that. You used to fight a lot?
I don't know if I fought as much as I got this shit kicked out of me a lot. I was thinking about this the other day for some reason. I got hit so hard in the parking lot of a gas station by a dude named Porch.
Jesus.
That there was a dent in my forehead for 3 months. All because like I walked outside and I got pulled into a fight where I had to defend my friend and his wife. And after I hit Porch as hard as I could in the stomach, and he went, ugh. And then he did that cartoon move where he pounded the top of my head, and I saw like birds and stars and shit. It was like, I realized things weren't going my way, so I started to try to run away. You know that thing in the movies, like in Friday the 13th, when like you see Jason and you start to run away from him, and then Jason's walking and you can't run fast enough, and you fall down and you trip, and you're like, get up, asshole. Like, how could you fall? There's anything to trip on. I did that. I fell and I skinned up my arm, and then he ripped my shirt off, and then he put the dent in my forehead, and it was pretty much all downhill from there.
Ray also ate my pizza.
So what's the story with the pizza?
So we were watching a movie, went to Alamo. So the food runner comes out and it's a pizza, and I'm like, I ordered a pizza. So he puts it in front of Gavin, and I'm like, mine. And I ordered a pepperoni pizza. So I took a bite, wasn't pepperoni at all, but it was good. So I'm like, I don't give a shit. So I kept eating it. So another 20 minutes goes by. They come back with the pepperoni pizza. I'm like, oh. And she puts it in front of Gavin. He's like, no, it's not my pizza. I'm like, oh, it's not his pizza. Then another person comes back, goes to Gavin. It's like, is that your pizza? He's like, no. They look at me. I'm like, well, my pizza. They come back again with the actual written order, and they put it up to me, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't write that. I'm sitting next to Michael. I look at him. I'm like, did you write that? I didn't write that.
It actually got resolved finally when she came over to me, pointed at my pizza that was being eaten by Ray. She was like, are you waiting for that pizza? And I said, yes. And then she just goes, he's eating your pizza. I'll go get you another one. And then storms off.
She was so mad.
You know how hard it is to concentrate on a really good movie when you're
Yeah,
hungry?
they're running back and forth. I'm like, I'm
Watching
the movie. You're asking me all these questions. I'm like trying to enjoy the film.
You were inconvenienced.
Gavin is waiting an hour and a half for a pizza. You don't even offer him a piece of his pizza.
No, I went up to him. I'm like, oh, this pizza's so good. Sorry, Gavin.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah.
Nice haircut.
Nice pizza.
A bunch of us had a good time at Vegas. Kyle Taylor did not have a very good time in Las Vegas.
What happened to him?
We went to, the Flamingo has a really big pool. We showed up, everybody was completely just like gone. One of those people was Kyle Taylor. He was the drunkest of them all. He'd put like all of his things, like he got a locker, like put his bag in there, and we all kept our stuff in there. At a certain point, it became very obvious it was time for shirtless Kyle to take a little bit of a nap. And unfortunately, somebody, we never figured out who, took his bag out of the locker and set it on the ground, I guess to get something else of theirs out of the locker, and then walked off. In that bag was his wallet, his iPhone, a lot of cash.
Oh,
the worst part of it was, I was one of the last people to leave the pool, and I remember seeing that bag on the floor and thinking, oh man, somebody left their bag, and walking right past it, because I had no idea it belonged to Kyle. I became a drunk detective at some point, because after we got into our room, somebody started saying, hey, I think Kyle might have had a bag. He keeps talking about where's his stuff. So I remember the bag that I saw, and I was like, I'm on the case. And as soon as I got in the elevator down to the floor, I was like, oh no, I'm also really drunk. I remember
You're like a terrible Batman.
at some point I got pizza. I don't know when in my search, but I remember at some point I had pepperoni pizza in my hand.
I picture you with a magnifying glass following footsteps, and you end up at a pizza stand. You're like, a clue. And you're like eating pizza.
I finally made my way to Lost and Found. I had my pizza. I was like, yeah, my friend lost his bag. It had like a wallet and an iPhone. And the guy on the other end goes, okay, I'll look for that. I was like, oh shit, that's not a good sign.
I wonder, like, culturally, I wonder if in the future people will understand that the thing everyone's holding in their hand was what took the picture.
That's a good question.
Or if they'll think that we were worshiping this black box. Or something, it's like we take this black box into the bathroom and hold it up and look at it and take photos of ourselves with the black box. It's like, I wonder, too, if the Egyptians worshipped cats. Or they just thought they were fucking funny. Like, if you look at the internet, they're like, these people in the early millennium, they worshipped cats. It's like, no, they're just fucking funny.
It was like the original lolcats were just like pets in Egypt.
They were like, oh, here's the pharaoh. Look, check it out. Cat. Following him around. Here's a dude with the head of a cat.
What the fuck else are they going to do for entertainment?
Yeah. No shit. You're writing your billionth hieroglyphic. I mean, how many times did you draw the dude with the masonry jar and the other dude fighting the cobra? We need some comic relief in here. Throw a fucking cat in.
See, I never get attention like that unless it's from dudes.
What do you mean?
I was on set once. We were on a cooking show. This guy was cooking all these recipes. So the camera is looking at him, and I'm attached to the camera with a cable, looking at what the camera sees, but I'm off to the side. But in between all the takes, he was always looking to the side on the screen. I was like, what is he looking? Oh, he's looking at me. So he didn't know I could see what the camera was seeing. And apparently he goes up to the director and goes, who's that young man? He's beautiful. And then at lunch, the director came over and said that this TV chef, he's got a real thing for you. He's a big fan.
A big fan?
And it all made sense because in between takes as well, he would like cook me up these little nibbles and stuff. He'd be like, what'd you think of this one? I'd be like, well, it's great. I was just waffling down. And I didn't realize it was flirting until it was too late.
You're like gone home. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, so
I could turn
That's my chance.
Anyway, so I'm only there for 2 days, but the whole shoot is 3 months long. Apparently, they couldn't get him to look up at the camera enough. So the producer went online and went onto my Facebook and printed out my profile picture and taped it to the top of the camera to get him to look to the thing. And about 6 or 7 months later, this was probably Christmas time, someone got my mum his cookbook.
You're like, that's the dude I banged on set.
In the front page of the book, he's got all his thanks and stuff. So it's like, thanks to the lighting guy. And he lists all these names, and at the end it just says, and Gavin.
My rock.
Honestly, have you guys ever been in a fight, just out of curiosity? I've been on both ends of a one-punch fight. I hit a dude and he went down, and then I tried to break up a fight. I remember there was these two guys, and they were hitting one guy, and I got in there, pushed one guy out of the way, and then went to go help the other guy, and I saw that the guy that I was trying to help was still getting his ass kicked by the other guy. And then I remember thinking, hey, what happened to the first guy? And then I woke up in the nurse's office. That's exactly how that worked. And then I was like, hey, stop, cut it out, everybody. And I was like, clearly like, they were like,
Jump up, you clock the nurse.
yeah, chill out. I looked at the sun one time. You know, when you look at the sun, you have the blue dot in your
Yeah.
vision after that? And my fucking older brother told me the blue dot will lead you to treasure. So I was I would stare at the fucking sun and then look at the blue dot. And I really had an opinion in my mind that when the blue dot would disappear and I hadn't found the treasure yet, that I wasn't good enough at it. So I'd stare at the sun longer. My fucking mom comes out, looking at him in the front yard, fucking half blind, like staggering after nothing. Just going, wait. My fucking brother strikes again. But I had a very Gus moment today when I bought my iPhone 5. So I went into the Apple store and I got it. And he goes, cool. He goes, well, here, let me take it and I'll check your serial number on it. So he took the iPhone 4 and he went to go check it. And then I had that moment where I didn't have anything to do. So I went to reach for my phone and I go, oh. And I just sat there in the Apple store like this.
You don't know what to do with your hands if there's not an iPhone in it?
I turned like 90 degrees and looked at the shelf. I switched iPhone. I got to get my footage off from that.
You can't just plug it in?
No.
Oh, it's on the old phone.
Hence, we switched phones.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Your shit doesn't carry over?
No, switch phones. I got an older phone after
Your shit doesn't migrate? It's a
Who's
modern
we?
piece of technology. Sorry, you got some
My
kind of
video's
fucked
not
up
on my
phone where
phone.
it doesn't
My
work. I'm just sorry that it's like the common way to do it doesn't
Can I
work
ask you
for
a question?
you.
Why every time
Fight. Kiss.
I worked at a grocery store for a long time. I worked register, but everybody there couldn't find shit because the place was constantly under construction and they were moving like the bread aisle every week. So everybody was livid at the cash registers because they're the only people that ask, hey, did you find anything all right? So I would always take...
asshole.
You know, that was what it was. I had an old
my
woman be like,
shit.
actually, and I was like, please, lady, just give me your bread.
Imagine people coming up with like toilet paper and corn on the cob. It's like, no, of course I didn't find everything. This is what I would buy. I would never just buy it.
On his 21st birthday, a bunch of people took Kyle out. Obviously, you know, hit up 6th Street. They got a lot of drinks. I couldn't go because I wasn't 21 at the time. And I would frequently hang out in Kyle's room because Kyle had a working Xbox. He came back from his night of drinking, stumbles in through the door, like immediately is like, what's up, motherfuckers? And we're like, oh, great. Kyle had an excellent birthday. You know, we're asking, hey, how much did you drink? Oh, I don't even. Everyone was so nice. They got me Jaeger and... Jaeger, and we're like, that sounds like so much fun. And he collapses on the floor. He starts spitting on the floor. He just starts going, and at the time we were really upset with his roommate at the time named Zach because he was being a dickhead. And we're like, Kyle, you realize you're spitting on the floor, right? He goes, it's Zach's floor too. At some point, he finally gets up. And he's like, I need to go to the bathroom. So we help him in the bathroom. Like, he takes his shirt off because he's feeling terrible, and that's just what makes him feel better. And I hear, like, the most violent sickness I've ever heard in my entire life. So I'm like, I should probably go check on him. I look in, and he's just, like, lurched over, like, the toilet seat. I'm like, Kyle, are you okay? And he turns, and as he turns, I can see in the toilet is nothing like blackness and death. He goes, of course I'm okay. I'm Wolverine. And he just, like, completely upchucked in the middle of his sentence. But, like, from then on, he was always just Wolverine.
If you could be any celebrity for 24 hours, who would it be?
I'd probably be James Franco.
Oh, because of Daenerys
Because of
Targaryen?
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, he's dating her.
Do you think that if we could both be celebrities at the same time,
We'd bang?
would we bang?
It's possible.
I just love the idea of me being James Franco, and I would sound like James Franco, but I'd be like, hey, Jeff, and I'd be talking to Daenerys Targaryen.
You'd be like, you want to go get a bev? You want to play Gears of War?
And we'd end up banging.
That would be so weird, banging you.
And then we would come back into our regular bodies and just be like, hey, and it'd be kind of like the morning after.
This never happened.
What's the worst thing you ever did to your mother?
You know how, like, in the old movies, they would rig a bucket full of water above a door so that when somebody opened the door, it would tip the water over?
Yeah.
I saw that when I was a kid one time. So I didn't understand the whole, like, bucket rope thing. So I just hung a bucket over the door. So that when she opened the door, a bucket full of water hit her in the head. That must have really hurt. I remember looking at it and going, like, how did this go wrong? I'm really confused about this. She's on the ground, and she's in pain, and I'm just like, how did I fuck this up?
Do you really have caffeine-free Mountain Dew in Canada?
Apparently.
What's bizarre?
It's a
How would that be?
How do you do the dew?
That'd just be like really shitty tasting water.
Mountain don't.
I watched Akira. Didn't really care for it, but...
Didn't really care for it.
Get the hell out.
Did you see the Total Recall trailer?
I did!
I don't recall
looks
seeing
awesome.
it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So your cervical vertebrae are the ones that are in your neck, and then like the lumbar and the thoracic ones, I guess, would be in the middle. Anyway.
Park.
God damn it. Well, he disappeared for a long time.
Yeah, he did that
Which is
movie
weird.
a couple years ago. It wasn't like a resurgence.
It just buzzed off.
Boo. Ni no Kuni finally came out for the PS3 today.
I don't need no Cooney.
Boo.
Gus goes through these periods where he's completely into something because he's into flight simulators now.
Oh, yeah.
But before you take off on this, oh, sorry.
I'm so proud of you.
Somebody mentioned Ally McBeal earlier. I was a waiter on Ally McBeal, and I got to the point where I kind of knew Lucy Liu and I kind of knew Portia de Rossi, and we started a conversation or whatever. At the time, I was on the meat diet, and I think Portia de Rossi was a vegetarian. And then we were sort of going back and forth, and we were talking about it, and whatever. It's like, it's very dark on that set. And they had wheeled out like a potato bar. I've already told the story wrong. I've already ruined it. I've already told the story wrong.
And
they wheeled out a taco bar. It had like lettuce, it had sour cream, it had all this stuff.
But you said potatoes for the first time. What happened to the potatoes?
So I'm on the fucking meat diet. And so it's like, you know what? I am just going to get a fucking motherfucking bowl of fucking ground beef. I do not give a fuck. And I had just talked to them. They were watching me unload this giant bowl of just ground beef into a bowl. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, they're vegetarians. They probably think I'm like an asshole or whatever. But it's like, you know what? Fuck them. I'm on the meat diet. I'm going to fucking eat meat. And I get a fucking big heaping tablespoon of ground beef. I put it in my mouth. It's bacon bits.
Oh, gross.
It's fucking synthetic.
Oh, the bacon bits.
And everybody saw me fucking walk over there and make a giant fucking bowl of bacon bits. And now I've got to make a fucking decision. I fucking ate those fucking bacon bits.
You did not.
I went to the bathroom 27 times that day.
You gotta watch out with what kids say. We went to RVBTO last summer, and I took my kids with me, and we were crossing from Canada into America. And the guy was just kind of grilling us a little bit, and I was just like, oh, you know, we're just going back to the U.S., catch a plane, and go back to Austin. But we were actually going to come back into Toronto to catch our plane back out of there. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just said it because it was easier to say. So I said, we're just going down to New York, we're going to catch our plane and go back to Austin. And my kid from the backseat goes, that's not true.
Oh, my God.
So we actually had to pull over on the side of the highway and had the, look, you shut your mouth around cops. We had that conversation. It was like a scene from Goodfellas where it's like, look, you just shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Never rat on your friends.
Rooster Teeth dinner.
People like crepes.
People like So I went to the doctor recently. I said I have history of colon cancer in my family. I should get a colonoscopy. And that's like, if the patient brings it up, then it's like, oh, it's a difficult subject, so yeah, here's what we'll do this or whatever. The guy wouldn't do it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times that I wanted to schedule a colonoscopy. And he kept saying, nah, you're too young. Just don't worry about it. Just wait a little bit longer. It's like, I feel like I'm like, weirdo now.
So does it get to the point where you keep hinting at it and by the end of it you're like, shove something up my ass, do it!
Pretty much.
Josh, you were in a security line one time when they did a bomb drill.
Oh my God, that was the worst thing ever.
Yep,
I was in the international terminal at LAX, and I was getting close to the metal detectors. And then all of a sudden, like, some dude was going through the metal detector, and he ran through it instead of walking through it. And the security guards all yelled something. And I turned to my wife, and I said, did he yell bomb, 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 or run, run, run? And I stopped for a second, and I said, I guess it doesn't matter really either way which one he yelled.
You asked if we ever got nervous, Gav. Here's how nervous we don't get. Gus was sleeping on a plane, and I was kind of like half asleep. We were going in for descent, and everything's normal. All of a sudden, engines, wham, full speed. And we start revving, and then we just took off again. And Gus kind of wakes up, and he goes, what's going on? What are we doing? I said, we were going to land, and we didn't land. Now we're taking off again. And Gus literally just shrugs, and then goes back to sleep. And that was it.
You know, I've never really gotten nervous flying. However, one time, for some reason, I did have, like, a mini freak out on a plane. When I was flying back from Japan, I was sitting there, and then, like, all of a sudden, I was like, I need to get off the plane. And then, like, the rational part of my brain was like, oh, shit, don't do this now. And then, so I went to the bathroom, and I locked myself in the toilet for, like, half an hour.
Josh, you know what they call that? They call that a moment of clarity. You're like, holy fuck, this is my life.
I'm in a metal tube 35,000 feet over an ocean.
Yeah, those are your moments of rationality, when you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Gravity works. I've seen evidence my entire life. This fucking plane is bullshit.
I was on a date with a girl like really long time ago. I was in high school or something, and my dad was driving us somewhere. In Texas, there's a certain time of year where bluebonnets just blossom everywhere, and generally a lot of families will stop and they'll take a picture of their kids in the bluebonnet fields. It makes for a nice like Christmas card or some bullshit. So we passed a family that had pulled over, take a picture in the bluebonnets, and me and my girlfriend at the time were like, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that's so sweet. We should do that. And my dad's a really quiet guy. He's just like, no, sports. But he goes, I heard on the news the other day, a family went out and took their picture in the bluebonnets, and baby got bit by a rattlesnake and died. It was just like stunning silence in the car. And the best part was he just starts laughing. I'm like, what? I'm like, she looks at me like, is your father fucking insane? And I'm thinking, I think my dad's insane. And he's just laughing. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He goes, I'm sorry. I just remembered a funny Saturday Night Live skit. I was like, what?
How many dead bodies were in the back?
Well, I mean, he was driving a truck, so like a good hefty bunch.
No, yeah, fellas, go way out in the blue bonnet. I'm going to take care of something over here. You mind handing Daddy a shovel?
I want to know something.
Go ahead.
Why did you go quiet when I was talking about wet dreams?
Because I told you a story one time where I actually had a wet dream on a plane.
What?
Yeah.
There's no worse place you could have
Yeah.
a wet dream.
I got upgraded to business class, which was really nice and exciting.
Well, at least they help you clean up in business class.
You had a wet dream, sat next to a bunch of people.
Jeff.
Sat next to Jeff.
He's dreamy, I mean.
So did you get the slow seep, or was it immediate?
No, I was like, I have a problem.
Did you call the flight attendant?
I just went to the restroom and fixed everything,
Was there any obvious evidence?
I'm sure there was.
Yeah,
He said
Barbara,
he had
the plane is pregnant
well, okay,
now.
no. I mean,
he's got a baby Cessna at home.
God damn it.
So you've played a little GTA Online. Have you played any?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, they do have an interesting mechanic in that game, which is whenever you rob a store, you have to yell into your headset to make the guy go faster.
I don't want to do that though. I don't want to be sitting there like, hey, put the money faster.
You could say anything though. I think
Yeah,
if
you
you just
could.
yell, just be like, "I really like your hair today,"
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "But oh god, I'm so sorry."
I knew a guy who raised horses, and he talked about how dumb horses are. Like, they're the dumbest animals on the planet. And one thing he talked about, like, that you can cover the horse, including its head, with a blanket, and the horse thinks it's dead and will lay there until you take the blanket off. It'll starve to death.
What?
That's what he told me.
That can be true. I've had coffee today, guys. I'm twitchy. My hands are shaking. I don't drink coffee very much.
No, you're stupid. That has nothing to do with coffee.
Jeff came busting into my room. He's like, you won't believe what I just did. I was like, what? I just shit my pants. And then I realized he's like holding his pants. It's like, you mean you shit your pants and then had a shower and then came to tell me? No, I just shit my pants. I'm going to go and change. So he was talking to me like an arse load of poo-poo. Then he came back and I was like, so what, like you just shit your pants? He's like, yeah, I was watching football, just shit my pants. So I was like, did it go in your boxes? Or, dude, it went on the couch.
Oh.
Who does that? He's 37. He pooped on the couch. So anyway, it's in my head. I'm worried about, like every fart now is like, I'm careful about it. I was worried recently that I might be too relaxed.
There was a moment today when there was a scare, and Gavin seemed remarkably un-British in that moment. He was talking, he's like, right, what are you on about? This and that, the other thing. And then Blue pops, he goes, fuck a duck! I didn't even know that was a British expression.
Being relaxed is different to being startled. Now, if an explosion went off, I wouldn't be like, come at me, debris. I'd be under the couch.
He's trying to get me all excited about it. I'm saying, good, you're a cloud saves. I didn't do shit. You brought it up and you said you cloud saved me. You drew me into it. You said, oh, my cloud saves. Aren't you so proud of me?
How does that have to do with physical media?
Motherfucker, this is being recorded.
What does that have to do with physical media?
Fight. Kiss. Just one day it's gonna work.
I had a thing the other day where I was trying to find my keys before I left the house, and I just couldn't find them. To the point where I was convinced they were no longer in the house. And I know I got in the house, I was there, but I was so fucking angry after 30 minutes of looking for my keys that I wanted a meteor to hit the earth and kill us all.
Did you ever burn stuff when you were a kid? Were you ever a little pyromaniac?
No.
Really?
Well, I burned ants with a magnifying glass a couple times.
So you never actually set fire to stuff?
No, I wasn't one of those kids that liked to set fire to stuff. My friend Solomon, who was the kind of kid that would set fire to shit, we were in an empty lot walking to my house one day in the dead of winter. I turn around, and he's lighting a bunch of dead grass on fire. And I'm like, what are you doing, asshole? And he's like, my hands are cold. I was going to warm them up. And I'm like, shut up. And then the next thing I know, a wind comes by, and the entire vacant lot is on fire.
Oh, my God.
Like a wildfire.
What did you do? Just leg it?
I took my jacket off, and I started beating the fire down. And the funny thing about that was it was a brand new fucking jacket that my mom had just got for me and was like, take care of this jacket. And I'm like, whatever. And it was one of those like nylon puffy jackets because this is the 80s, you know? And so it just melted.
Get a bollocking.
Well, I never told my mom, but the jacket, I took it to school the next day and I hung it up like on the hook at school and I never brought it home again. And then my mom would be like, where's your jacket? I'm like, I left it at school. And she's like, bring it home. And I'm like, it wasn't cold enough. It was too hot on the bus. So I just left it at school. And she's like, bring your jacket home. And I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the last day of school, she's like, did you bring your jacket home? And I'm like, Mom, it's May. Why would I bring my jacket home? And then I just never told her that the thing was just a burnt pile of shit.
So did you have to be cold some days?
I was cold for a winter because of Solomon. But the important thing is I never got caught and I never got in trouble.
I realized one of my eyes is a little bit lazy.
This will prove whether you're kind of lazy-eyed or cross-eyed. Did Dan try to bang you when he came to Austin? He is really into cross-eyed girls. He refuses to admit it, and whenever I call him out, he gets all embarrassed about it. His first girlfriend was the most cross-eyed girl I've ever seen. And I was like, she's totally cross-eyed, dude. Does it not bother you? But how do you know if she's looking? And she's like, no, she's not. And then like they broke up, and he was looking back through pictures on Facebook, and he was like, she's cross-eyed in every single picture of us. Then he got with some new girl, and I was like, Dan, you must be just taking the piss because she's even more cross-eyed than the last one. And Dan's like, no, she's not. She's totally normal. And then they went and saw a movie in 3D, and she put on the glasses. She's like, 3D just doesn't work for me. I can't pick it out. And then I was like, Dan, she looks in two directions. She's completely cross-eyed again.
Was she so cross-eyed that like 3D fields were reversed, like and made it into a 1D movie for some reason? She's like, this movie's just a giant dot. This doesn't make any sense.
But he hates it when you bring it up.
So is there a fetish site for that on the internet? Cross-eyedsluts.com.
I gotta be honest, I usually don't like reporting on non-official information, but these days it seems like everything that you've heard about things that's unofficial has turned out to be true. It seems like.
I don't know about that.
When was the last leak that you heard that wasn't true?
Some of the iPhone 5 rumors about design.
Is the iPhone 5 out?
No, it'll be out soon.
Well, then you don't
But
know.
there's conflicting ones, so they can't all be right.
Well, how are they conflicting?
Like different designs, different looks to the phone.
One of them says it's going to be the iPhone 6.
Yes, one of them says it's going to be the iphone 6. How did you know? Did you read the article?
4.8. Don't just throw me like I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot.
You're disproving my theory with something that can't possibly be disproven.
What? They have different designs. They're not going to release two iPhone 5s that are
What
the
if
same
they
product
do?
that look totally different.
What if they have two different versions of the iPhone 5?
You're going to sound like an idiot in about 4 months.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You're just saying it. You're just saying it, and you're saying it's not.
You're
gonna be
just
that
saying
way.
it. Why is you saying it better than me saying it?
I'm saying most of the leaked information that has come out lately, that when the actual product comes out, it turns out it was true. And you're saying that's not true because the iPhone 5 didn't do that. But the iPhone 5 isn't fucking out! So you don't know that!
It's going to be wrong when it comes out because there's different schematics.
Wait, that's speculation!
You're speculating!
I'm not!
Yes, I hate everything. I'm Bernie. I have big poofy hair. I'm Gus. I like to eat poofy hair. I'm Bernie and I'm speculating. I'm Gus. I was just about design. I'm stupid. Who's saying I'm stupid? I don't know. Fight, fight, fight. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Tell the story about what you did to that woman's basement toilet or whatever.
One time, we worked at this woman's home, and just one of the times I had to take a dump, so I went into her basement, because it's like common courtesy. Like, so I go in the basement, I use the bathroom, I just like destroyed it. But I go to flush it, and it's like totally clogged, and I'm like, fuck. I'm looking around, there's no plungers, there's nothing. And I'm just like, all right, well, I guess I got to unclog this toilet. So I rolled up my sleeve.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and I just basically punched the toilet.
When you did that, did you keep it as a fist the whole time?
Right. It was like a few quick and break it up. And then I just washed my hands in the sink.
I would probably do a Dead Rising kind of thing where I'd try and craft some weird device that would plunge it for me.
What if you were at work, dude? Okay? I was at work. I'm not going to spend 5 fucking hours in the bathroom trying to MacGyver my shit out of the toilet. Punch, 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 done. Wash my hands, back to work.
I was in a fight that was not one punch, and it was the worst fight ever. Where my buddy got super drunk, and he's super big, and I'm in a parking lot, and he was starting to mess around with a guy who was super big, and he had some friends and whatever, and everyone's drunk, and everyone's doing the standoff thing just before the fight thing, and I'm standing there drunk off my ass with a bottle of Corona.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy to break this. So drunk, dumb, stupid, dumb, idiot Joel was like, I'm simply going to take this Corona bottle, and I'm going to hit that guy over the head with it.
Wow.
That was my plan. So I go and I reach back. The Corona bottle had condensation on the outside of the bottle. And so I go, ugh, and it goes whoop, out of my hand. It goes clink, 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 clink. And literally everything stopped. Everyone turned and watched the bottle all the way down the parking lot. Clink, 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 hits a light post. Clink. and then there was a beat, and it was just fists.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
And then it was a beat on you.
I got utterly destroyed. It was bad.
It's like, look, it's a bottle thrower.
It was bad. Don't ever do that. Not a good thing.
Obvious advice from Joel Heyman.
Does not end well.
So we're at the time where we need to wrap, but there is one more story I read this past week that I wanted to share before we wrap up here. I saw this news story about this guy in China, and he was sad that he had no girlfriend, so he cut his own dick off. And then he decided he needed to get help for it, so he got on his bike and rode his bicycle to the hospital. He got to the hospital, and they told him they couldn't help him because he didn't bring his dick with him. So they told him to get back on his bike, ride home, and bring his dick back. So he got back on his bike, rode all the way back home, picked up his dick, and then brought it back to the hospital. And when he got back, they're like, yeah, that took too long. We can't put it back on.
Jesus Christ.
Why didn't they put him in an ambulance? Or why did they send someone? Can you imagine? It's like you cut it off, you're like, oh, shit, I guess I got to the hospital. Time to get on the bike. It's like, ow.
Out of all modes of transportation.
Can you imagine being a stranger and finding 3 lines of blood and thinking, I bet a guy cut his dick off, went to the hospital, came back, picked up his dick and went there again?
My wife's a little upset with me right now. One of my dogs, Oswald, the little one, sometimes in the middle of the night, he'll, like, whimper because he wants to go out. And he makes, like, the quietest noise in the world, like a... And I'll, like, eyes pop open, and, like, the dog needs to go out.
He's in trouble.
And over the weekend, one night, my wife got food poisoning and she wasn't feeling well. And she said she was lying in bed next to me, tossing and turning. I didn't even wake up. She said that the second the dog makes, like, a little whimper, I'm like, I need to help the dog.
People haven't caught on yet to the voice command etiquette. With me, it's serious. Like, didink, and I say, send a message to Gus Sorolla. And I'm about to say it, and the person goes, what are you going to tell him? And I'm like, and then it's like, then the message comes up, and it's like, here's your message to Gus Sorolla. What are you going to tell him? I'm talking to the machine. Hold on a second. What are you going to say? Just be quiet for a second.
You know, I went on vacation. I went to Orlando, actually, over the summer. And when I came back, the first people I ran into were Matt and Brandon. They're like, hey, welcome back. How was your vacation? I was like, where'd you go? And I said, I went to, Universal Orlando. And Brandon was like, wow, did you bring me anything? And I was like, yeah, I did, Brandon. I brought you a gift. And he went, really? I was like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? Of course I didn't bring you a fucking gift. And he just looked so crushed and defeated.
I was once in Spain with my friends. And we were kind of drunk, and we were like taking pictures of each other. And we saw this woman in the street holding her side, and she was kind of like moving a bit weird. And we were like, "Oh, can you just take our photo?" We were like thinking it was cool because there was sirens going on. And they were like, "Okay, just do one more." And we're like making her take all these photos. And then we realized there's an ambulance parked right behind us. And then she limped into the ambulance and got in.
Oh my god!
And she had called 999 or whatever. And on the way to the ambulance, we were getting her to take photos of us.
Oh my
And it was
god.
like, we walked past the ambulance as well and just didn't think of it. And she was all like injured and stuff and just too drunk to notice.
She wasn't just like, I'm...
Ay, Dios mío.
I don't speak Spanish.
What if she died? Because she fucking, like, well, if we got in her 5 seconds earlier, she'd have been okay.
But it was like the paramedics just pulled up and were waiting for her.
No, she's got to make it into the ambulance to get help.
Looking at their watch, like, well, I don't know.
Just got 5 more minutes or we take off.
So can I tell you about this crazy dream I had?
Yeah, please do.
I'm not kidding you when I say I had the craziest dream where Lindsay was at a fitting for her wedding gown, and Michael walks in, and she freaks out because it's not their wedding day, and he's seeing her in the wedding gown, but he can't hear her and he can't see her, and she determines that because it's not their wedding day, he literally can't see her in her wedding dress, so she can't be seen. And then she figures out that no unmarried man can see her while she's wearing her wedding dress. So she's basically invisible to a big part of the population. So she's like in gym locker rooms and like spying on dudes naked and stuff like that.
Nice.
But then at the same time, we were invaded by Poland, and the U.S. government determines that most of the army is made of unmarried males. And so they're like, wow, now Lindsay is our best secret agent. And I don't know how she went from locker room perv to secret agent. It was really quickly. So she's going through government training, like as like a ninja. And she's fighting the Polish army like she's out there in the battle for like karate chopping people in her wedding dress. But then the married soldiers see her and they're like, who's, and they start shooting at her. And all the unmarried guys like, what's going on? They're getting karate chopped. And so she barely escapes. And Gus was a scientist in the government, and he's trying to build a machine that will magnetically pull off all the married guys' wedding rings. And if that happens, then they won't be able to see Lindsay, and she'll be able to attack them as well. And Gavin is like, nah, I got a better plan. You start parachuting in strippers, and the strippers land
in the battlefield, and the married guys, they all start just pulling off their wedding rings and hiding them because they want to appear like they're single to the strippers. And then Lindsay comes in and is like, chop, 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 karate chopping people. And then she gets all the way through karate chopping everybody in the Polish army, gets all the way to the leader of the Polish army, and for whatever reason, he can see her. And she's fighting him, he's beating the hell out of her. And she's like, why isn't this working? What's wrong? Then she finds out that he's secretly gay. So because this guy's in America and gay marriage isn't legal where they are, the rules don't apply to him, and he can see her, and he doesn't like her wedding dress. Like, he's criticizing, like, too much taffeta or too much lace. And she's like, no, it's like kryptonite. And she's fighting him, and she's about to die. She's crawling backwards, and then all of a sudden she disappears. And he's like, what happened? It's because she crossed the state line to where gay marriage was legal. now we can't see her. And she karate chops him and wins the whole war for everybody. Then, this whole time, Michael has been upset that Lindsay just disappeared one day. And so he's like completely depressed. So he has decided to go through with the wedding anyway. So she's all torn up, and she's trying to make it to the church. And now Gus, for some reason, is a scientist and a priest, and he's marrying Michael to nobody. And he's going through the vows with Michael, like, do you take this blank space to be your lawfully wife? Michael's, I do. And he's like, Michael's all crying. And then he says to the blank space, and do you take Michael to be your lawfully wedded husband? And you hear Lindsay's voice go, I do, out of nowhere. And then she appears because now they're married. That was the end of the dream. It was the craziest fucking dream.
So the other night I had a really, really strange dream. So I had a dream that I was walking my little dog, Oswald, and I was walking him in the front yard, and I look, and my next door neighbor is Gray. And I'm like, that's weird. How long has Gray lived next door to me? And then Miles and Aaron are talking to him. I'm like, what's everyone doing over here, like, in my neighborhood? They're like, oh, hey. I'm like, Gray, how long have you lived here? He's like, I've lived here for like 2 years. I'm like, how have I not fucking known this? So then I keep walking my dog down the street, and then my next neighbor over is Mac Brown. What? And Mac Brown had like this big Labrador dog. And like the Labrador comes out, and he starts like licking my dog, and I look down, and my dog is a candy cane. But in my head, it's fine. That's my dog. And then like the big Labrador has the candy cane in its mouth, and I'm like, control your dog. It's eating my dog. And then Mac Brown calls his dog away, but then like a piece of the bottom of the candy cane falls off. I'm like, look at that. My dog's fucked up. So wait. And then Mac Brown's like, it's okay. I can fix this. He goes into his house and he gets like this aerosol spray can, and he starts spraying the candy cane like to fuse the pieces back together, except like the little rounded part falls off, and I start freaking out like, my dog's face. And then Mac Brown just turns around and goes back into his house. I'm like, my dog's face fell off. What am I going to do? And then I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that?
We went to blazer tag, which is pretty awesome.
Were your legs sore for like 2 days afterwards? Something like running up and down slopes.
There's actually rules,
We
and
were
they're like,
power
no
walking?
running, no doing this. And as soon as it started, I'm like, oh, I guess nobody's gonna run. Oh, everybody's running. Everybody's running. It's like, oh, and everybody's
sliding.
running and
Yeah.
screaming, diving. And
Yeah.
it's basically like 15 minutes of running up and down 45-degree angle slopes.
And I was sick.
I said before we left, I'm like, if you're sick, let's not go play fucking laser tag. She's like, nah, I'm fine.
so fun.
So then we go play laser tag, and we were on different teams. And one round, like 10 minutes in, I turn the corner, and I see someone on the floor, and I shoot them and run past, and I hear like, I'm like, was that Lindsay? And like, I walk back around the corner. She's like, oh, I don't feel so good. I'm like, oh, you're right. And like, I start talking to her or whatever, and she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, just like sit in the corner and take it easy, you know, if you don't feel well. She's like, oh, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. And then I shot her in the head and I walked away. I was like, I need more points.
The other day, I got a bill from the gas company, and I thought, this is weird. I just got a bill the other day. Why am I getting another bill? So I open up this new bill, and it says final bill. And I thought, well, this shouldn't be my final bill. So I call the gas company, and they say, oh, yeah, well, your service has been canceled. And I said, why? They said, oh, a new tenant activated service at that address. Uh-oh. And I said, new tenant? I bought this house 2 months ago. And I said, who activated service at this address? On a hunch, I said, is it Peggy? And Peggy being the previous owner of the house. And they said, yes. I said, well, I need to get my name back on the account. I need this to be mine.
She still holds the gas rights to the house?
Yeah, and then they said, okay, well, we'll just need to charge you a $10 installation fee, and we can get it switched back over to your name. And I said, no, you're not going to charge me a $10 installation fee? And they said, well, it's a standard fee, sir. I said, I know it's a standard fee. I paid it already. You can't charge me to reconnect it again. They said, I can't do anything about it, sir. And I said, okay, I want to cancel everyone's gas on my street. And they said, what? I said, apparently anyone can cancel anyone's gas, so I'm canceling everyone's gas. And they said, hold on, sir. They put me on hold for like 10 minutes. They come back and they go, yeah, you don't need to pay the fee, sir.
That's ridiculous.
Do you think when they put you on hold to go talk to the manager, it was because they realized that you really could turn off the gas and everybody?
Maybe the guy went to
figured out
work.
a
He's
dirty
like,
secret.
let's go turn off everyone's gas. And the manager's like, what the fuck are you doing?
There's also I just got my computer back.
Congratulations.
From Gavin. Thank you very much. So now I have my workstation back. I was here the entire time that Gavin was here. I don't remember people needing the computer constantly when Gavin was here. I don't remember that. And then as soon as I get my computer back, everyone's on my computer doing stuff.
I had to leave the office for a little while this morning, and when I was leaving, Matt was sitting himself down at your computer to work. And when I came in, you were just sitting on the sofa and looked so downtrodden, waiting for Matt to get up. And the second Matt gets up, you go sit down on your computer and you go, hey, let's set up a shot. And Gus goes, podcast.
Yeah.
Get up.
On Twitter, I have a whole app that lets me mute people that I follow. It's like,
Can you imagine trying to describe your mute function to a caveman?
say like, so he has a device that he puts words into it, and then the words go into the air, and my device will take the air and pull the words out of it, and then I ignore them.
And the caveman would probably just club you to death.
He would club me to death, and he would smash my phone.
Yeah.
What? You hung out in sewage drains?
We used to go exploring in the sewer pipes, yeah. Like, just open manholes and go down and just go do that kind of stuff. It did start raining one time when we were in there, but when the water started coming in, cover your ears, Jeff, then snakes started coming out of, like, cracks in the walls and holes in the walls. It was seriously like, it was like an Indiana Jones movie. We're, like, running out of the pipe with the water after us and the snakes.
The snakes are, like, surfing after you.
Dude, I wasn't going to say anything. I spent so much time in storm drains when I was a kid.
When I was in college, these guys drove through our front of our house, and they had a full-size deep freeze, like a standalone freezer. And two dudes go, hey, what's up? And we're like, what the fuck, your lawn? And they go, here you go. And they kicked the freezer out, and it landed in the front lawn. And then they just drove off. And we're like, what the fuck, you dickheads? And one of our guys was walking to the bus the next day and saw the guy's truck. So we drilled a hole all the way through the freezer and then chained it to the guy's grill. And somebody just with a Sharpie on it wrote, hey, you dropped this.
Oh, my God.
So did you get drunk at the wedding?
I couldn't get too drunk because I had to be responsible one time.
Did Esther get bevved up?
Esther got so drunk, fell down, and skinned her knee really bad.
No.
And then she was like trying to tell me she was fine. I was like, no, let me put a Band-Aid on her. So she's like, no, like fighting me the whole time. One of her aunts got really drunk and started getting grabby with me. Like she kept grabbing my butt. And every time I tried to look away, she would grab my face and be like, no, look at me. Look at me. I was like, okay.
We play this game, Gavin and I, called Kung Shu. It's where we kick our shoes at each other.
You could be randomly attacked by a shoe at any point in the day.
I will walk up on Gavin and just go, hi-ya, and then kick my shoe at him.
I mean, it's got to the point where, like, I won't open a door without peeking around it sometimes. And I hid under your desk the other day. Do you remember that?
I knew he was in here. I couldn't fucking see him.
He knew I was in there, but he just couldn't find me.
He's a skinny little prick. He's hiding behind the leg of this table.
But, like, I jumped up, and he was looking behind the curtain. His head was like,
fucker can hide behind a flagpole.
How's everyone doing?
My plan to go for leather has not gone well.
Yeah, that plan didn't work for me either.
Michael, have you won yet?
No, I haven't won. I'm not doing good at all. I got nothing.
Ow. Hey,
I'm gonna go in here for a
Here's
bit of a mission.
block, right?
I think I'm a better.
There's Edgar.
Was a cow. Who would I be? We're getting
Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Get out, Edgar. Run.
Nah.
Oh, fuck.
Well, it definitely sucks, but it's not the end of the world.
Go, Edgar. Go. You're free.
Oh,
You're fucking
whoa,
free. You're free. You're
mining
free. You're
is
free.
not-
Run, bitch. All right, my work here is done.
Have you found any iron, Michael?
You saw that, Gavin?
I absolutely did. That was top.
Ray has won! Congratulations to Ray!
Let's go back to Achievement City and fucking erect this tower. All right, we're at Achievement City.
I'm lost.
Somebody knocked the kung fu off my house.
Oh shit.
What's up, Edgar?
How's Edgar doing?
He's fine. Oh, and, look, and Edgar 3 is laid an egg.
What? Huh.
What? You son of a bitch, man. You son of a bitch. Bullshit. There's no way that's actually Edgar. No way. You bastard! I set Edgar free in the middle of the video and Ryan went and recaptured him. No! Damn it. You sick bastard!
So you You saw that it was gone and then silently repaired it.
Yep, I went and fucking grew wheat and led a cow back.
But wait. Did you get Edgar back?
I don't know.
Or you got a random cow?
Look, you don't understand. Edgar is the one in the hole.
Oh my God, Ryan, you're a disturbing person.
Ryan is a lunatic. Did you tell that story recently?
We have to hear it.
All right. So Gavin was actually coming over. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, that's Gavin. He should be here. So I see some dude standing there that I don't know, right? And I'm like, all right. So I open the door. And he's like, oh, hey, I live in this apartment, like, down the hall or whatever. I'm like, okay. And he's, like, freaking out. He's, like, shaking his hands and shit. He's like, oh, there's somebody in my apartment. There's, like, guys in my apartment. And I'm like, what? Wait, what the hell's going on? And he's like, oh, can you call the police? There's people in my apartment, and they have gasoline. And I'm like, hang on. So I go inside. I get my phone. I come out. And I'm like, I'm not going to do shit, but you can call them if you want to. Here you go. Calls 911, right? And I'm just standing there, and Lindsay's, like, behind me. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, stay inside the house. Because this guy's, like, kind of weird. So he gets the operator, and he's talking to him, and he's like, talking normal enough, like, oh, yeah, this and that, there's these guys in my apartment. Yeah, what are they doing? And he was like, well, there's like 5 or 6 of them, and they're destroying my couch, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to build a spaceship. And I'm like, oh, fuck. They were like, describe him, whatever. And he's like, oh, well, there's a couple guys, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and one of them, he's got no body. And then I'm like standing there, and he goes, yeah, I thought it was pretty weird, too. And I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy. It's like, play it cool. It's like, dude, you know what I mean? It's like fucking no bodies, right? So within like a minute or two, I see the light show up, and I'm like, thank fucking Christ. So he's talking to like the firemen, and like 4 of them go with him. And I grab like the one guy. I'm like, so this guy's fucking crazy. He was talking about people not having bodies. And the guy's like, yeah, we heard that over the radio. And this is when Gavin shows up, and he's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, get inside now.
One time I was coming back from work where you and I used to work,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to my apartment, and I see this guy and this girl having a really heated discussion. And I was like, oh, that sucks for them. And then I see he's got one of his hands holding her arm, and then he starts pointing her face, and I'm going up my stairs, and I'm like halfway to my door, and I'm like, fuck. So I go back down, and I walk up, and I go, is there a problem here? Fucking white knight, I show up. And then the guy doesn't speak any English. And he's like trying to tell me something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think you guys should be talking like this. And she's like, yeah, she gets behind me. And I was like, oh shit. God. It gets worse. It's way worse. Like he said Quanto a couple times. He said dinero and stuff like that. I go, he keeps saying dinero. And she goes to me, okay, fine. Yes, I have sex with people for money. And I was like, fuck, what did I just walk in the middle of?
Literally in the middle of.
Then I'm like, okay, you guys sound like you just need to work this out.
Okay,
I go, maybe you call a cop. And she goes, I'm going to come with you. Just take me somewhere in your car. I go, okay, that's an idea that I'm not taking you anywhere in my car. I said, but you can come and you can use my phone if you need to call somebody, if you need to call specifically a cop. And she was like, I don't want to talk to any cops. And I'm like, okay. I'm walking this way now, and I just walked away. And
it's one of those situations where you want like a trap door to open, and you don't care what's under it.
I got a ticket finally.
In a Tesla?
In your Tesla?
Yeah. And my 11-year-old found the ticket. He's like, what's this? I said, I got a ticket. He goes, are you speeding? I was like, yeah. He goes, how fast were you going? I said, I was going 50 and a 35. He goes, ticket says you were going 45. I go, the cop knocked 5 miles an hour off. He goes, you got lucky. I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? We're standing in the kitchen. He's like holding up the ticket to me. And now every time we're in a car, he's like, how fast you going? I'm like, please, JD, just leave it alone. You're killing me.
I had a lucid dream the other night. I was in my house with my family in England. And everyone would start talking right before I finished what I was saying. And I was getting really worked up. And I was like, wait a sec. Whenever I start talking, someone else starts talking. And then I decided, I was like, it's totally a dream. So I started yelling. I was like, why won't anyone listen to me? And there was this weird gem on the table, and I picked it up, and I was going to bat my brother over the top of the head with it. And I was like 80% sure it was a dream.
80% sure.
But I was like, this actually might be real. It might really hurt him. So I didn't do it. Instead, I kicked the front door open and started running outside, and everything started melting. And I was like, it was a dream.
My little brother and I have a really good relationship. We're 4 years apart. But there was one time we were standing at the top of the stairs, but he called me something. I don't know what it was.
How dare you?
And at that point, I was like, well, enjoy death. And I just shoved him down the stairs, and he fell all the way down. He starts crying. I can hear my parents dropping things in the kitchen and coming. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm going to get in trouble for pushing my brother down the stairs. However, I won't get in trouble if we're both injured. So I threw myself down the stairs and then pretended to be really hurt. I was like, no, Mama, Dada, we're both injured and there was no quarrel whatsoever. We were having a great time when this accident happened. Now we're both equally in pain. No. It didn't work. You told them.
If you weren't an idiot, you would have run down to the bottom of the stairs on your own, then rolled around pretending like you weren't hurt.
I'm an idiot.
Jersey Mike says amazing stuff.
Matt went there for lunch today. We got this thing. It was like a sandwich with no bread, and it comes in like this Tupperware container.
Okay.
I go, that looks pretty good. Jersey Mike's got that there, and he goes, yeah. He goes, I don't like it though. First of all, I don't like the name. It's called a sub in a tub. And I go, yeah, that's pretty weird. I go, what's the other thing you don't like about it? I thought he was going to say, like, too much lettuce or something like that. He goes, they just give it to you. I go, what does that mean? They just give it to you? He goes, well, it's not like fanfare. Wait, what? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, they just make it. They're like, here you go. What is this?
We have a sub in a tub.
From the four corners of the earth, sub in a tub.
I have no idea what he meant by that. I don't think he's going to go back to that place unless he sees like a under new management sign. Now with fanfare. I got to beat him into the restaurant next time he goes there. Go, look, when the next guy comes in, I'll tip you $5. Make a big fucking deal.
Dude, hey, Pete, this guy's got a sub in a tub. Come here.
There's another employee standing behind that guy going, it's happening. It's happening.
Break the glass. Get the thing.
Call corporate. Matt's going to fucking fire me tomorrow.
So we were walking up to get food. I think it was me and Carrie and Miles.
Okay.
And I saw a pregnant lady and a husband. I thought, like, what would be an inappropriate thing to say to them? And you'd be like, I curse your child. And the thing is they would look at you weird, but then if their kid was like a shitty kid, they'd always wonder, was it that guy who ran up to me at the parking lot of the restaurant and cursed him? Like, they would always wonder, if was that it?
Showed up this morning, Gavin, and there were 2 cookies on my desk. I thought, I don't know what these are, so I put them on Jack's desk. Knew that he would eat them before he even said hello.
You know, science projects are just made by parents, right? My dad would tell me, we made a nucleus.
What do you mean you made a nucleus?
We made like an atom.
What do you mean?
It was like we had to make a model of it. You didn't do that in
a
school?
model?
No, I made a fucking atom because I'm a god. What the fuck is wrong with
Bernie
you?
Burns' atom smasher grabs some protons and some neutrons and...
I've created life. It might be one of the most lovable buffoons.
We went out to dinner. I guess he assumed that like everything was all inclusive. So he busts out the cocktail menu, and he decides to order, like, every girly drink on the menu. And, I mean, some of them were so, like, crazy. They were big fish bowls with, like, glowing ice cubes.
Yeah, the ice cubes were flashing.
They were flashing. He had a Last Tango, a Blue Teeny, a Mango Madness, a Raz Gito. And then the bill came. And I said, whoa. I said, Dad, look how much all your stuff was. And he's just like, So he had like $350 worth of drink.
You said before the bill came, he's like, you know these drinks aren't free. And he's like, what?
Gavin showed me a funny message from a girl.
Do you want to read this out?
Okay. I'll be the girl and you be you, okay?
I'll be the girl.
I'll be the girl. You're always the girl. I want to
You
be
were the girl last time, Bernie. Let us be the girl.
I'm a huge fan of the slow-mo guys. I love your work.
Thanks.
I don't know if Daniel's told you about me. Ha ha.
I don't know, maybe? What should I know about you?
He may have mentioned a threesome.
Gavin showed it to me, and while he's looking at it, I immediately tapped it and typed in OK, hit send, but it's a fucking screenshot.
I already saw him send okay anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So it all works out.
Yeah.
I used to get on the like border towns in Mexico, and there's this dude walking around at some of these bars down there, and he has this game, which is essentially where he has a car battery with a dial on it, and you see who can go higher on the dial. My friend won because he could go higher than anyone else, but we realized he got to the point at which we could no longer let go.
Like he won a trip to the emergency room?
Like, and his arm started to roll up like this. And we were like, wow, you're Chris, you're doing awesome. And he's like... You know, I was in a car this morning and a school bus stopped, and I had this feeling like, oh, that's a school bus. Ugh. And I thought, hey, I don't have to go to school. I'm an adult. I don't have to go. And I flipped off a school bus.
What? Why?
Because I'm an adult. And I just thought, man, fuck you, school bus. I'm not going to school today.
Then you kids see you like, whoa, the guy just flipped me off.
Here's exactly how it went. I stopped, and I went, oh, haha.
We found a mouse in our apartment, and I'll admit, it was an adorable creature. It was like the size of like 2 dimes on top of each other. It was very tiny. Well, my roommate Mike saw it. This thing just scurries across the room, and we came home, and he was like, hey guys, I'm pretty sure we have a mouse. And we're like, we don't have a mouse. And my buddy Doyle gave him shit the whole time, like, you're crazy. And then one night, Doyle sees the mouse run across. He's like, guys, Mike isn't crazy. We should get some things to get rid of a mouse. So they made a mouse trap. They kick in the door. They're like, we're going to catch a fucking mouse. They had drawn up a plan on a piece of paper. It was mouse trap by Steven and Mike. And there was a shitty drawing of a box with a mouse inside saying, God, why have you forsaken me? And it didn't work. One night, Doyle comes home, and the thing scurries across our living room and into our closet. And he's like, I have it cornered. So he just starts going, Mike? Mike! Nobody's coming, so he grabs a Swiffer. He reaches with the Swiffer down the hall and starts banging on our door like, somebody please come help me! Erin finally hears it. She comes outside. The mouse is in there! They start pulling everything out. It finally comes down to like one shoebox is in the back corner of it. We're like, this is it. Move the shoebox. Sure enough, Henry, the little fucking mouse, is right there like, oh, fuck me! He runs out. He takes the Swiffer and tries to stab it. My girlfriend's like, don't kill it! Don't kill it! I wake up like, what the fuck's going on? I go out and Steven's just stabbing the ground with a Swiffer. They finally capture it. They throw it in the box. Oh, we got it. Oh, my God. And then Aaron goes, we should give it a name. Doyle, how about Henry? Me, no! We have to get rid of it right now.
Once you name it, you're fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Neighbors are where I fuck up the most. I really definitely, everywhere I lived, I'd use something that pisses off a neighbor. The first place I lived out in Budo, I built a house. So there were houses always being constructed around us. And one time, Hullum is over there. And so we were just walking the neighborhood. And we stopped in front of the house like 2 over from mine. House is under construction. I met the guy before. I forget what his name is now. Let's call him Kurt. And we're like stopping and go, yeah, they're building this house and they're going to put like masonry outside and here's what they're going to do. And Matt's out there and he's like standing in the front here and goes, yeah, I don't like this. He goes, these windows look like shit and that's terrible. And I see the guy in the house, the dude. And it's a constructed house, so the windows aren't there. So it's like, hear everything. I'm like, Matt, shut up. Matt, shut up. He goes, that's a piece of shit. That's I'm like, fucking home, shut up, dude. Shut up. He goes, and then he goes, meh. Like this total like noise of disapproval. And the guy walks out and he goes, can I help you guys? I go, hey. It's like, I just thought I'd stop by and say hello to you one last time before we lived next to each other for 12 fucking years. See ya.
I have a question about starving to death.
Go on.
Say I went without food, I was through the desert, crawling along. Eventually I starved to death.
Right.
Say, 30 seconds before I starved to death, a dude held a sandwich. I wouldn't just die, would I? I'd be like, there's a sandwich, I'm going for it. And I'd live longer to get to the sandwich.
When people go a really long time without eating, their stomach shrinks up. And then whenever they eat, their stomach can't handle food.
You can have a nibble.
I'm going to stave off death with a nibble.
I think you could have hope and survive.
You can survive on hope.
I think forever.
Okay, so let me give you a hypothetical situation. 30 seconds before death, the guy shows you the sandwich, and you're like, yes. And he's like, just kidding, and throws it away. How much longer do you live? Do you have another 30 seconds? What if he pulls out another sandwich? He's like, oh, just kidding, here you go. And then throws that away. Like, could you live forever like that? Like, would your life go on indefinitely as long as he has sandwiches to show you?
Well, no, it would be like a thing, like you would learn that he was screwing with you, and then you'd give up.
Well, what if you brought out ice cream then? You're like, oh shit, that's something new.
Well, he threw the sandwich, but maybe he won't throw the ice cream.
Right.
People are suggesting, Gavin, that if you're starving to death, just don't do it.
Yeah, just tell yourself not to, right?
Just don't starve.
There's a conversation I had with Millie at home yesterday. It was determined that I have one gray hair in my beard. And Millie goes, Dad, I'm really worried about you. And I go, why? And she goes, well, you're getting a lot older. And I go, excuse me? She goes, I mean, your face is gray now, and soon you're going to be too old, and Mommy's going to have to marry a new daddy. And I don't know if I'm going to like the new daddy. And I go, are you and Mommy talking about this? And she goes, sometimes in the car.
I don't own a suit. A few years ago, I went and I tried to buy a suit. I went to a store. I won't name names, but I walked in like, I want to buy a suit. They're like, okay. And they'd like start taking my measurements. They were like, yeah, we can't sell you a suit.
What?
I was like, why? They're like, you're too skinny and your arms are too long. They're like, why don't you go try another store? I was like,
are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, surely you can make a suit to fit me. Like they like looked at me like I was a freak. They're like, sir, you are too skinny and your arms are too long. I don't think you're human. We are calling the police, sir.
The FBI is on the way.
Somebody came out, looked at you, and they measured you, and they're like, it's just... I'll be right back. Goes in the back, and you see them like, did you see what?
And then someone up front's like, hey guys, something just walking to the store. Yeah, no, we're on it.
We think it's some kind of hairless ape.
We're going to have to ask you to leave.
I got held hostage by technology and social media in the worst way imaginable.
Okay.
So I'm going to be moving soon. So I had to get a storage unit. I get there, signing up. I'm finally done with all of that. And the guy who's helping me is like, oh, hey, by the way, do you have your mobile phone on you? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, do you mind doing a quick survey for me? I was like, oh, fuck. Okay, fine, whatever. He goes, open up Google Maps. I'm like, okay. He's like, just type our address in there. I'm like, okay. He's like, see, just rate it 1 to 5 stars. Like, oh, great. He wants me to fucking rate it on Google.
Right in front of him?
Yeah, and he's like over my shoulder looking at me.
Yeah, bullshit.
Like, all right, fine. 5 stars. Good job, buddy. He's like, okay.
You did it?
Yeah, and then like a text field opens up. He's like, now just write something personal about your experience with me in that box. I'm like, what? And I'm like, Joe was awesome. Published. He's like, okay, great. I was like, all right, fine, bye. I walked out the door. As soon as I walk out the door, I deleted it.
Okay.
Chapter 2. So the next day I come back.
Oh.
And in order to use like their push carts, you have to like leave your ID at the front desk.
Oh, no.
And that same dude, Joe, was working there. And there's another dude who's also working there. And so I go to the other dude who I didn't deal with the day before.
I bet you did.
And I'm like, hey, can I get one of those carts? He's like, yeah, sure, here you go. He goes, oh, hey, by the way, Mr. Sorolla, I want to tell you something weird that happened. I went and I looked for your review on Google earlier today, and I couldn't find it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. Joe watched me put it on there. He's like, yeah,
my God.
why don't you let me watch you do it again?
No, you...
So then again, I scroll down, 5 stars. I typed the exact same thing. Joe was great. He goes, oh, but I'm helping you now, too, so you got to write something about me, too.
You're getting bullied at this point. I now want to go rent a storage unit at that place so that when they tell me to do it, I'll just go 1 star. What else? Write something personal. The dude's a cunt.